Okay, happy Monday, Inspire Beauty. I am so excited, you guys, to have a guest speaker. Before we dive in, I do have some quick announcements that I'm going to do off of my computer. Apologize that I can't share the screen and show you guys, but this week, you guys, some key dates to remember this week. Tomorrow, Fruit Punch Energize launches. I got the pleasure of trying it and sampling it at New Leader Conference, and here's the deal. If you like Fruit Punch, it's exactly how it sounds. It is exactly fruit punch. Like, that's all I can say to describe it. Like, what's that Hawaiian stuff I used to drink as a kid, Hawaiian Punch. It tastes just like that, you guys. And honestly, it's one of those things where if a challenger were to ask me, if a new client were to ask me, which one should you get? Like, what do you prefer, Brittany? I'm kind of torn. I like both. And here's the deal. As responsible coaches who are inviting people and bringing people into your groups, when somebody then has that question for you and says, hey, which one do you like? Which one do you prefer? The best answer would be one that comes from a place of actually having sampled both. So regardless if you're like, I love Fruit Punch, or I'm good with my lemon, or whatever it is, guys, try Fruit Punch. You need to try it so that you can be able to then take that knowledge forth to your customers, your existing ones, as well as your customers to come one day. So Fruit Punch tomorrow, get pumped up. I sent an email out to all my past challengers, current challengers, coaches, and whatnot, just to let them know and remind them. Tomorrow, we've got our normal check-in, same thing. Guys, 2 opportunities to hustle your business with us each week, okay? 2 chances to build consistency in your business, to start learning best practices, to be held accountable. When I am speeding down the street and there is a police officer on the side of the road, you better believe I slow down, and I'm pretty sure you probably do as well. When I was in school and the teacher was watching, I was more accountable to not cheating or looking over my shoulder at somebody, at my neighbor's answers, right? Like, accountability is crucial to everyone. We see it in our challengers all the time. Why would you not think that accountability is crucial to your business as well, right? We can see all the people who are part of Team Cup, who are joined in and being held accountable by their teammates. You guys are rocking it because you have that extra layer of accountability. And that's what a hustle hour does for you and your business. It also builds community, right? We can high five each other from virtual community, share with each other like on the fly, hey, somebody just sent me this, and even just talk about how our day is going. And Team Cup, guys, we got about a week and a half left. So next thing I want to share with you guys, and this is like the big thing, I made like the best graphic ever for it, is coming in the fall of 2019, you guys, will be our very first ever Diamond Retreat. It's by invite only. It will be here in California, in wine country. I found the most perfect Airbnb that has a pool and a sauna and just like all the amenities possible. Plus, Charlie will be our freaking designated driver, you guys. Like, hello, this is amazing. We've got our own like butler for the weekend / barista / like wine tasting sommelier.
I'll pay for the tax.
It's just going to be really fun, you guys. It's going to be so much fun. And we've got it's just going to be great. Anyway, but here's the deal, you guys. It's by invite only, and you must be a lifetime diamond by June 6th to qualify. So if you want to join Leia, if you want to join myself, and you want to join Charlie, then you have to be a diamond by June 6th. And I'm telling you guys this now so that you have time. You have time to start inviting. The time to start inviting is not on June 1st or May 30th. That would be a bad choice. That's panic time. The time to really make it, like, this is on my vision board. I am going to be there. I'm going to go to California in the fall. By the way, wine country in the fall, like nothing else on the planet, guys. This is bucket list kind of stuff, and you're going to be treated like royalty. Cool thing about June 6th is that is also the cutoff date for summit qualification. So if you want your fancy name on the fancy banner as a Diamond Beachbody coach, and you also want to be at this leadership retreat, June 6th is your date. So I want you to write that in like big, bold letters right now. I will be at the Diamond Retreat on, I believe tentatively we're looking at the weekend of October 4th, but that might change. But you want to be there. You want to freaking be there. Okay, on to like what's really important tonight. Baylee Kai. Did I say that right? Baylee Kai? Kai, perfect. Baylee is this freaking bubbly burst of energy that I've met via our are push groups. Like once you get to Diamond, Star Diamond and beyond, you start getting included into these corporate push groups for pushing for elite. Maybe it's a regional push group. We had a new leader conference push group as well that she and I got to be in together. And that's where I met and saw Baylee. First of all, I scouted her out because she's always, you know how I talk about the contribution is important? She's a contributor. She's not a leaner, she's a leader. And the reason I say this about her is because she's in there, she is giving best practices. She's always inquiring of others what their best practices are. She's cheering people on whenever they qualify for something. She's a sharer to the max. She shares so many amazing Canva graphics that some of you guys have actually benefited from without even realizing that I've begged, borrowed, and stealed it from Baylee, with her permission, of course. But she's just amazing. She's freaking amazing. You guys, her story, she's a 1-star diamond coach, 20 years old. She's been in this business just a little over a year and has lost 62 pounds with Beachbody programs. Pretty freaking amazing. And one of the coolest things what really drew me to her is I realized not only did she get this invite to New Leader Conference and she got to join the top, new up and coming leaders in the network, but she also was one of the chosen people for new coaches to be in the Transform 20 coach test group. And I don't know if you remember back in August, if you were a part of our push at that time, but a lot of us were pushing to be a part of that coach test group. Baylee actually hit the SC numbers to make that happen. And she told me that was like the catalyst for her business, and what really transformed her was getting to be a part of that test group. So Baylee, I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to let you take it away. But guys, Instagram is her jam. She's a freaking rock star at it. And I want her to pour into you tonight. So notepads out, pens and pencils out, take diligent notes. Make sure that if you have questions, guys, this is the time at the end to like really pick her brain. So hold on to those. Baylee, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Take it away, sister.
Thank you. I'm so excited to speak to you guys. So a little bit about my story. I did meet Britt through these groups, and I didn't get to meet her at NLC, which I was super, super sad about, but I did meet her through the amazing groups, and you guys also can hop into those. For each region, there's a group for each region, and everyone posts a bunch of different things. I'm in Central region, and then it's like Central and West, I think, which are probably a lot of you are in the West region with Britt, but I just post a lot of like graphics and stuff, and you guys can always like ask Britt for the ones I post or whatever, because I love contributing those type of things to people's businesses, because a lot of people are not graphic savvy. Like they just can't make graphics for their business. So that's how I met Britt, and I was in the Transform 20 test group, and it was just amazing. It really changed my business. So that's part of my story a little bit, but before Beachbody, I was just like working at a juice bar, and I knew like I wanted to take my fitness journey further, I guess. And I knew that my fitness journey had more potential because I already was like posting on Instagram and stuff. And I have been on my fitness journey since I was like 15 or 16, I think. And so I did get started with Beachbody, with my mom. So I think I was like 15. I don't remember. But we did Beachbody workouts together, and I did the 21-day fix, and that's where I lost the most weight, was with the 21-day fix. So I ended up doing 3 rounds of the 21-day fix, and then I did 21-day fix extreme. Yeah, that's like my OG program. I love it. It's so simple to follow, and I love getting all my people started with that. But that's what I did. I lost weight with it. It was amazing. And then I found fitness competitions, and then I just started going to the gym, and I quit Beachbody. So I followed my bikini competition prep plan. I didn't do Beachbody workouts because a lot of like the workouts don't fit with it, and I didn't follow the meal plans or drink Shakeology. And so when I did do the 21-day fix, I didn't drink Shakeology really either, because I was like 15 or 16 years old. So I did make an account under my grandma, and that's how I got signed up. So anyways, so yeah, I did the fitness competitions and kind of like fell out from doing Beachbody. And then I had moved around a little bit from Kansas to Oregon and stuff like that. So Beachbody wasn't in my path, I guess. I wanted to compete, and that was like the main thing I wanted to do, was be a fitness competitor. But then after my competition, I rebounded, which basically means you just go back to where you started because you dieted for so long. And I just gained back all my weight that I had lost with my competition. And I was just super, super devastated and depressed. It's really hard when you do that and everything just goes back to how it was. So I just gave that up, didn't do it ever again. And I found the Beachbody path, and I started doing Insanity the summer of 2017 after I had went to the gym and stuff. So I was like, I'm going to do Insanity. I had the DVDs. So I did it for like a couple weeks. I didn't finish the program. And then I moved back from Oregon to Kansas because I do live in Kansas, but my mom lives in Oregon. And so my coach that helped me get started with it when I was younger, she lived here. And so she has been following me, like we're like best friends pretty much. And she was like, you know, like you've had so many struggles, successes, like you need to share your story and be a coach. Like you're doing Insanity. Like, what are you doing? And so I was 18 at the time, and I was like, you know what? I do want to coach, but it's so expensive. I didn't have a job, and I was moving. Like, I just couldn't afford it. It was just too much money to me at the time. And I was like, I can't ask my grandparents for help. Like, they've helped me so much. And so I was like, let me get a job, and then we'll think about it. So I got a job at the juice bar and paid for my challenge pack. I got set up as a coach, and I wasn't a discount coach. I was like full in. I want to coach. I just will take it slow. So I signed up, you know, my whole family, the whole shebang they tell you to do when you sign up as a coach. I hit Emerald, and I think I hit Emerald like a month in or something, and then Diamond about 4 months into the business. I was a Diamond by Summit. So I started coaching October 2017, by the way. I was Diamond by Summit in July of 2018. And then I hit 1 star in December of 2018. So right at the mark, like literally the night of qualifications, the period. So I hit it. And that's really my story. Like I was on and off with Beachbody, and now I'm just strictly like, I bleed Beachbody blue, and it's just my life. And I love, you know, I target a lot of like college girls, and I target a lot of younger women. So my target is a little harder to work with just because, you know, younger women can't afford this stuff. Like people in college, they just don't think they can. So that's my target. And I am going to talk about like gaining traction and momentum with Instagram, and a little bit of like what I do, I guess, to like build followers too, if you guys struggle with that. So I started Instagram when I was coaching, I had like maybe 700 or 1,000 followers, I think, which was in 2017. So I did start out with like 1,000 followers, and I'm at 9,300 now. And that's all because of authentic Instagram growth. Like I have never used a company. I will not use a company to grow my Instagram, like Jumper or any of those social media companies, because it can mess up your algorithm and just a lot of stuff goes wrong with it. And I know a lot of coaches do use it, but I won't pay for it. Even though I have like a budget for my business, I'm like, I just won't do it. So I do love to like connect with my followers. I always send them a welcome message. Mine is just as simple as like, I can actually read it to you. I have it in I don't know if you guys use the little like notes where you can click it and then it pops up like all of your scripts or whatever in your messages. But I do, every single follower I see that pops up, I do send them the welcome message. Let me find it. Oh, the shortcuts is what I mean. Sorry. So I just type in welcome and I just click it. It pops up and I send it. So it says, hey, thank you for the follow. I love connecting with others who I can relate with. I'm a 20-year-old small town girl. I've been on my journey for almost 5 years now. I love fitness, and I have a passion to help others live their best life. I love anything motivational, empowering, and inspiring. I look forward to your posts and stories. Hope you're having an awesome day. So it can literally be something as simple as that. And a lot of girls message me back and they're like, hi, nice to meet you. Thanks for the follow as well. And they'll tell me about themselves, or they'll say like, hope you have a good day. And that's just like that first step in building a relationship. And that's how I got more followers, is just like really building the relationship with them. If it looks like they're like a Beachbody coach or they have like fitness in their Instagram handle, I will, before I send it, just because I don't send messages to like other Beachbody coaches. A lot of top Beachbody coaches have messaged me, and I just think it's super annoying because they didn't even because they have like an automated person that does it. So I really look at their Instagrams just to see, who they are, if you can even personalize the message if you guys have time and put like, hey, I'm a stay-at-home mom too, or I'm a mom too. Like there's something there that we relate with. So you totally can look at their profile. So I started with 1,000 followers, and that's how I built my followers, is just like being super authentic, sharing my story, and which we'll get into more. But, and also another way I did was I will reach out to, and I just actually learned this last year, but I will reach out to different fitness pages. So if you are, say you're into like coffee, or say you're into, really good meal prepping, like you meal prep every Sunday, you post about it, and people love following your meal prep journey. You can go to the search bar in Instagram, and you can type in meals, or you can type in healthy meals or healthy meal prep, and find a page. So say you find a healthy meal page, it's just healthy meals, and they have like 389,000 followers. Usually they'll have an email in their bio, and you can literally reach out to them, like see if they have good engagement. If there's like thousands of people commenting on their photos, or thousands of people that, like them, just make sure they have good engagement. It doesn't hurt to try, but you can email them and literally ask them if they'll shout you out. Ask them like, hey, I am like an avid meal prepper. Here's a photo of the meal preps I do every Sunday. What does it cost to shout people out? Do you do shout outs? Because I have seen pages that shout out Beachbody coaches. Well, not just Beachbody coaches, but it's a fitness page. And I don't know if you guys know her, but her name is Jamie Sue. Like it's Jamie Sue on Instagram. She did Transform 20, and I think it's Jamie Sue. Anyways, she was featured on like a fitness and nutrition page. And so this is her. I don't know if you guys can see it. But she was in the Transform 20 test group, and they shouted her out. And I'm sure like they got her video from, maybe she sent it in or whatever it was. But they just said like, tag someone that needs some motivation to work out and go follow Jamie Sue. So there's a way to get followers right there. And I actually learned that from Anita Myron. She was on the National Wake Up Call, and she did a YouTube video on Instagram. And that's one way that she actually gained 9,000 emails for her MailChimp for Coach Sneak Peek, because she had like 9,000 women over a year be interested in a Coach Sneak Peek, and she built up her email in MailChimp. Like she has over 9,000 emails from those people that followed her from the page. So she said, just try it, like email them and just see. The least they can say is no. Like the harshest thing is no. Like we don't do that. So someone asked, let's see, how much money do you feel like they tend to charge? I don't know. It just ranges. I have paid 10 to like $20, but they leave it up. It's always up. So it's always going to be on their page. It just depends on the page. So you can email them and ask them. But just know, like, I feel for every Beachbody coach, that's really helped me too, is like have a budget set aside for your business. I have a budget set aside for mine, and it's really helped me with the whole graphic thing. And the graphics are another way like I've gained traction in my business, because people love beautiful stuff. They love, if you send them a challenge pack guide and it's so pretty and they're like, oh my God, I want to do this. So I have set aside a budget for like my Etsy stuff. So my little Canva art things that I buy, like 10 to 20% of my income, like my paycheck every week, goes towards that business like budget, I guess. It can be as little as like 5%, but I feel like every week you should contribute to your business somehow, because your business is not going to be built for free. You have to invest into it a little bit to build it. So that's one thing. That's how I gained my followers. Another thing is when someone follows me, or when I'm going to search for people during my power hour, I use something called the 5-3-1 rule. So if you want to write this down, it's like 5 photos, comment on 3, or you can even do 2. And obviously follow them if you like their page, and then that equals in 1 follow back. And it has helped me so much. Like, I did it for my power hour all day yesterday for my power hour, and I think I got like, I don't know, I only liked like or followed 50 people or something. But out of it, I got 18 follows. So that's something. Like, it doesn't take much to just like 3 photos and just comment like a emoji and cute or something on their photo. Like, just something like, oh my God, you look good, or something like that. So that's something that's helped me. Some people use the 3-2-1 rule or the 5-3-1. Like, it's just whatever you want. So you can follow whichever one. Another thing that has helped me, I used to use hashtags a lot, but I haven't been lately, just because I feel like I heard a coach say that you should be using hashtags that have less than, I think, 800 followers or something, because nobody's going to see them. Like, if they have 200,000 follows or 200,000 posts, the hashtag does, then yours just kind of gets lost in the sauce. So I stopped using hashtags because I felt like it wasn't getting me anywhere. But today I did use them on my coach call to action. So I don't put them on everything, but hashtags are a big thing. And my favorite website is called, to generate hashtags that relate to you, is called displaypurpose.com. So that's one of the displaypurposes.com. I'll put that in the chat actually, because that's really helped when I was lost with hashtags and didn't really know what to put. That's one thing that helped me, because you can just put in coffee and it brings up all of these hashtags for you. So the next thing is photo presets. So I feel like having, eye-catching photos is another thing. When people look at your Instagram, they probably know you're a Beachbody coach, but that doesn't mean they're not going to follow you. They will probably just look at your first 3 photos. So your Instagram is your storefront. It's your magazine. If you picked up a magazine with your Instagram on the front of it, would you buy it, or would you just put it back because it's not intriguing to you? So I have picked 2 presets. If you guys don't know what those are, they're just you can buy them on Etsy, or Ashley Molstead sells them and crazy things. But you can buy them for $2. They're super cheap. And you just download Lightroom or Adobe Lightroom. I think it's Adobe Lightroom. I just have the light version or whatever, I don't pay for it. But if you download that, then you can open the preset file that they send you in Adobe Lightroom. And then all you have to do is upload the photo you want to use and put a preset on. And you copy the preset. It has directions, but you can just copy it, paste it on your photo, and that kind of gives you that theme in your Instagram. So mine is kind of not orangish, but I found this super cool preset while I was in Hawaii, and it was called beach or something, and I fell in love with it. So I just put it on my photos, and it's kind of an orangish tone, I guess. But I post that on a lot of photos. But a lot of my photos I take in different lighting. So it might make a photo look horrible, or it might make it look really pretty. So some of my other photos that are horrible for that one, I just put a different preset on. So my page isn't really consistent color, but it's it's me. So as long as you don't have to put a preset on, if you love your pictures, it's just something if you went to your Instagram, you can even ask Britt to give you an Instagram gut check or something, and say hey, how does my Instagram look? Or, just different things. So that's another thing that's really helped me, because I've had a lot of comments on what are you using on your photos? Or I love your page. It's so pretty or whatever. So that's just one thing that you can totally use is the presets. Yeah. So they do come with instructions, which is really cool. And then another thing I like to use is Snapseed. It's an app. And I always use the pop filter. It makes it super, it pops your abs and makes you look cool. So that's another one I do too. Also, just showing up daily. Obviously, I love Instagram stories. I feel like a lot of people see your stories rather than your posts, obviously. So really just showing up. Even like I have coaches that are pretty like newer. They sign up in December, but they still are super uncomfortable to talk on their stories, which I tell them is totally fine. Like start out small, baby steps. And we learned that at NLC, just take little baby steps to grow bigger and just show up, like show people like what you're doing. Are you chugging water right now? Like take a selfie. I don't know, something. Like always show up in your stories throughout the day. Excuse me. Because people want to see you. That's why they're following you. They want to see what's going on in your life. It's just the new thing. Instagram stories, like everyone knows what they are, and people know that that's how they're going to go along with your life and see what you're doing. So if you're not on Instagram stories, you should be on them. What else? So yeah, so the cute and creative graphics, I have a bunch, like just I had one for Transform 20, like a guide of all the packages. So when I was having a conversation with somebody at the end, when they were ready to sign up, I would send them this guide and it would have all the package options, right? And they would pick their package and they would be like, oh my God, like this is so pretty. Like, did you make this or whatever? So I feel like having just those little extra things help. You know, if someone posts in your groups, like a fruit punch pre-workout graphic, put it on your story and say, drop your email below. Like just put those pretty things out there. Don't just use like Instagram type, you know, just like the weird, like the plain backgrounds with type, and tell your story through Instagram that way. Like make some graphics, like put something on your Instagram stories that's going to pop out to people. And I suggest like keeping, I don't know, I would keep your Instagram to like the highlight reel of your life, not, I see a lot of coaches like post, you know, like the post with the words on them. That's just like a quote or something, like every other photo. But if that's you, that's totally fine. I just feel like when I do that, I don't get a lot of like engagement with it. But just make sure your Instagram is like your highlight reel of your life. It's not fancy. Like it doesn't have to be fancy. It's just your life. You know, it's you. You don't have to be perfect. And not being fancy and perfect is going to snowball to your coaches, because if you aren't being perfect and fancy, then they're not going to be, and they don't have to be. So if you're all like trying to like get the perfect shot and get the, you know, be so perfect, then your coaches are going to be like, I'm not perfect. Like I can't do this. So you want your coaches to know, like, it's not perfect. You don't have to be perfect. Like your Instagram does not have to be all fun and positive things. You know, it can be highlight reel of your reality like show, I guess. Let's see. Another one is choose your 5 things, you know, about yourself, post about them. Somebody posted about this today, and then I felt bad because she was like, she looked at this girl's Instagram and she was like, well, all I see is selfies of you. I don't see anything about your life. And I was like, I'm guilty. I just don't post like my meal prep. I don't like as an actual post. I just don't post my meal prep. I don't post like pictures of my animals. Like that's just not me. So if that's you, totally fine. In the photo, like don't just put these are my dogs or whatever, you know. But it's totally what you are. Just choose your 5 things you're about. And I feel like your 5 things can go through your posts and your stories, because on my stories, I am totally like, I show my meals, I show my, you know, my whole day. I just take them in an insider look, as to where like my posts are just me and like motivational stuff or like call to actions or what I'm doing that day, like Saturday workout or whatever. So that's just what I post, but you guys can totally pick your 5 things and just make sure you are posting through stories and your posts about the 5 things that you love. And then, so I guess like a coach said, your landing page, so your Instagram homepage or your Facebook homepage, whatever social media platform you use, needs a lifestyle. So you want to look at your Instagram and see like you are living life. You are not just posting one thing, like the same thing over and over with just different captions. Just switch things up and make it colorful and just give it life. Like you need to give your Instagram life, and that will really build the traction in your business. So I guess I didn't really talk about momentum. I feel like the only way I can keep people like conversating with me and stuff like that is like call to action posts. They work good for me. They haven't in the past, but they have been lately. So if you're not doing those, you should be doing them. Another one is like adding my post to my story. So like sharing it and saying like new post or transformation station enrollment is open or whatever the post is about. And also just like really expanding your market and having those new followers come through and see your page. So another thing is really cool is that I just joined a straw company. So these straws, like the glass and metal straws, I'm obsessed with them. They had like an ambassador program, so I applied for it. And there's tons of different ones. So if you guys love like coffee and workouts, they have like coffee and cardio brands, like you can apply for being an ambassador. So I applied. It's just like you don't have to sell anything, but you can give people your code to use. And so I gave all my boot campers the code. They shop through my link or whatever if they want a straw. I use them for prizes. They're like $3. And they put you in a Facebook group with all the other ambassadors. And so I said, hey, drop your Instagrams below. So they all did. I followed them, and I had 6 of those girls today apply for coaching. So, and they all followed me. So I got like 100 followers right there in a night because I just posted that. So if you even don't want to do that, you can find a group you love on Facebook. A lot of them don't let you poach. Like you can't go in there and be like, hey, you know, drop your Instagram. Like I want to follow you so you can join my boot camp. But you can totally be like, hey, let's all connect on Instagram. Drop your handle below. You know, if you're a runner and you're a mom, find a mom's runner group. Find a marathoner group. Like find something that relates to you. If you're a dog mom, like go join a dog mom group. They have them on Facebook. They're everywhere. So even if I didn't do the straw thing, I'm in tons of other groups with tons of other fitness people. And I actually found one of my coaches through a fitness group. I just like added her as a friend and we connected, and I didn't even invite her, but she saw like my post about it and she was interested. So that's another way you can totally gain followers and gain that traction through your Instagram. That's what I was going to tell you guys. And so the call to action post, I was thinking about it today. I did a coaching call to action. I hate doing them. I despise saying like, hey, I'm looking for 15 like boss babes, drop your emails below. I hate doing those posts, but I know if I keep doing them that people will see it and they'll eventually drop their emails or they'll eventually be interested in it. So it's taken me a full year to actually get comments. And today was the first coaching post where I said like, hey, I'm hiring, like I'm looking for inspired, motivated babes that want a change in their life. And I had those 6 girls drop their emails below. And now I'm having conversations with them. And it's been a full year of like posting those and nobody has commented. It's just crickets. So I feel like that is just something you need to be consistent with. Even if you don't have a lot of followers or you don't think people will drop their emails, I just said like drop your dream job below and like with your email. So even if someone just like comments their dream job, whatever. And then also just like the call to action for your challenge group, you can do those too. So those are super good just because you can actually promote those posts too and they can reach more people. So that's another like ties into the budget thing. It's like you can do $5 to $10 to $50 or whatever for however many days. And those have actually worked for me. And let's see. And then I guess sharing them to your stories. You can also promote Instagram stories, but I've never actually done that because they always get like rejected. So those are a couple other things. And then I think that's it. No, let's see. Another one is just like spicing up your Instagram stories. So like use different apps like Hype Type. You can like dance in the camera and then put some type on it, some typing. And then another one is Hype Font. So that I've never used, but a lot of my girls use it and it's super cute. You can just like make a video, like a comparison video, before and after video with like text below it. So that's super cool. Let's see, what do I use? I've used Hype Type and I love Word Swag, and just to like add type text over photos, which I used today for like promoting my coach call to action on my stories. I just like covered my photo with like before my coaching journey, I was lost, like I needed something new, and then the next one had something else, which I used word swag for. So that is another one. And then the last one is run sneak peeks, free groups, Shako parties, anything, like just anything to grow your community. I used to host free workouts in my community with my coach. So when I was like first doing Beachbody, I wasn't a coach yet, which I didn't tell you guys, but we ran free workouts at a local middle school gym. And now a lot of those girls are our customers. So that's another thing is like the free, community workouts. They don't have to sign up. Like it's free. They can just come, work out, leave. We put it up on a projection screen, or you can take your laptop and just, watch your laptop and do the moves with them. Be like, this is the first move. Let's do it together. Walk them through the workout. Find friends in your town to do it with. Like you can host it. Don't host it alone. You can do it with other people. And then we actually took blenders and we blended up Shakeology like samples for them afterwards. And it was just super fun, like super fun, something to do. Like it just helped us build our community up. And they, they're like, oh my God, I remember you from those free workouts. So it's super cool. And then we used to do Shako parties, which was like just invite friends over, or even I heard someone say they do it with their new coaches. So they actually will like get on Zoom with them and present like what Shakeology is to them, and like make a Shakeology on camera with them and have them make them theirs with them. So they would have like a Shako party, and it would just kind of build up that, again, relationship and just something fun to do. So you can also run those like in your community too. And the sneak peeks, we're doing one right now. So if you don't do coach sneak peeks, that's something you should do, which this doesn't even really tie into our team call, but coach sneak peeks, and then free groups. So the free groups actually do. I buy my free group templates to follow. So I just did a Valentine's 7-day hit free group, and I bought it from Etsy. So I can actually, she has an Instagram too, but I'll drop her handle right here. She's so awesome. It's like Danielle Nazir Designs or something. She's super awesome. But that's another thing I budget for, is like I buy those simple templates, and I just posted one every single day, and it was like had the moves on it, and it had my Instagram handle below. So that was over today. And then I invited them to our flash sale that we're having this weekend. It's just like there's nothing on sale, guys. It's just like we're making it up. So we invited them, and a lot of them like added themselves. So we're hoping that, we can convert them to being in our boot camps. So that's another thing, is like just run your free groups. You can get stuff from Pinterest. If you don't want to pay for it, you can just do like a nutrition free group, or a meal prep free group, or water free group. So there's a bunch of stuff on Google. If you just Google like Beachbody coach free groups, a lot of stuff will come up. Like I added it to my Google Drive last year, like a free water group. Like every single post was uploaded to Google. So I just saved the graphics. So you can totally Google that, but be running free groups, like at least one every month, because especially we just did it like the past week, and that'll help our girls, get success club points, because they're at like 0, and it's almost, we have like a week and a half left. So that kind of helps get those extra points too. But I think that's all I have.
I love how you say that's all I have. Like you just gave us like just the one little thing.
I have a little spiel.
A lot of notes. You guys, a couple things before and first of all, I'm going to open this up for questions. Okay. So type them in there, but I'd also love you to like unmute yourself in a second and ask them. Literally, you guys, I want you to think like a CEO right now. You have somebody in front of you who's taken the time out of her night, who is very successful in her biz, who's sharing with you. You can ask her anything. Like, what would you ask somebody given the chance, right? So think about that for a second. But I love, I just recently met Baylee. And from my perception, it can be like, oh, Baylee's this overnight success. Like Baylee she's just successful. Like it could be very easy and tempting to go that route. But I wrote some things down that were really important for me to digest. And one of them is the fact that it was 5 years ago when she first did her very first Beachbody program, right? 5 years ago and now. And now I know she didn't sign up as a coach at that time, but that was a 5-year journey of her transformation and for her to build the belief to be where she is today. She also told us that when she started, she had 700 followers and now has almost 10K. It could be easy to go to her Instagram account tonight and see that number and be like, oh, she just has a lot of followers, without realizing what she just shared with us, that she did it authentically. She did it by putting in the work. And I love how she says that there's going to be a budget for your business, that you have to have a budget for your business. But also, you guys, if you're like, I'm not going to budget $10 this week for my business, what kind of time are you going to budget? Because time is also money. And Baylee has proven that she won't build her business for free. She had to invest, and more than just dollars and cents, you guys, she's invested time. I hope you're hearing that tonight. So many freaking nuggets and so resourceful, you guys. She just shared so many great things. Did you notice that she goes to Etsy for her presets? And she's watched many YouTube videos and trainings to figure out how these top coaches are doing it. So she was resourceful. She goes to Etsy for her free groups, right? She doesn't have to reinvent the wheel, but she does go to Etsy and say, okay, somebody's done this better than me. I'm going to utilize that resource. And I love how she is like, I'm going to do a flash sale because you know what? There's some people on my Team Cup team or in my team that aren't at SC yet, and I want them to get there, so we're going to make it happen, and we're going to pull out the stops. And that is the freaking attitude, you guys, of somebody who went to New Leader, but also somebody who you're going to continue to see her name. She's going to stick out in this network. I love that. Guys, what questions do you have for Baylee?
I put in the chat, like, I literally buy everything from Etsy, but I buy my, like, Canva things, which I use for, you know, like, shout outs or my graphics. But another thing is, like, building the traction or, like, attracting people is the FOMO. So be making lists of, like, people you're signing up, put it on your Instagram. Like, I only have 3 spots left, or, you know, this is what you get in my boot camp, and snag a spot, put your name on this list. So be making, like, lists. I use Word Swag for my lists that I make, like my Rise Up February boot camp. I made a list for it, and I filled my spots every time I signed somebody up. And then also just, like, even for your free groups, like this girl, like, she snagged a spot for the free group. Are you in next? You know? But these are, like, the brush strokes, and I use them on all my graphics and stuff. They're pretty cool. But you get all of the brush strokes, and they have tons of different packages. So I'll just, you know, use those for, like, my leaderboard. So I use those for everything, just for, like, titles and stuff. But I put that in the chat too. It's called The Magic Happens, and she has a bunch of, like, clip art stuff that you can use. So.
So Baylee, even though you said you really aren't using hashtags anymore, you then gave us the website that you thought would be really helpful, display purposes. Would you, I feel like that's an area where I'm struggling. I mean, in so many different things you talked about tonight, you were nailing everything. So thank you. So hashtags and going on that website. And then when you mentioned, I'm sorry, my thoughts are so scattered because I've scribbled everywhere. You mentioned if we go on Instagram and we type in, like, coffee and cardio, or I love the beach. So if I type in anything like that, go through that to connect with companies. Is that what you were talking about, or did I misunderstand that?
So yeah, you can totally do that. Like, if you want to find, I guess if you're trying to find people to follow, you could totally, you know, say, let's see, how am I trying to word this? Like, say you love the beach, go to, like, a beach page or, like, a Hawaii page, something like something like that, and go follow their people that commented on their photo or something like that, because you obviously have something in common. But what I was talking about, I think, is, like, are you talking about when I said, like, reach out to see if you could be shouted out? Was that?
No, I know what you were talking about with that, and I loved that too. No, it was more, I mean, and Britt talks about this to us all the freaking time. I just, even with some YouTube videos that I've recently watched, I'm making myself get better at doing that. it's the followers. It's trying to get people to follow me who aren't coaches. And so
Then yeah,
that's what I'm
I
doing.
would say I go to a lot of like, I don't go to Lululemon because I feel like a lot of coaches like go to Lululemon or like just those companies.
Mm-hmm.
But I follow like this boutique where I got this shirt. Like I would just go to that boutique, go to like their post or scroll down a little bit, go to the comments and just follow the people that commented, you know, look at their profiles. Maybe a lot of them are Beachbody coaches because I've seen a lot of Beachbody coaches order from there, or just saying like, you know, just check to see who they are. But that's one way I have gained followers, and like finding new people to cold invite, because I will write down all the people I follow from that comment thread and I will go cold invite them like a week later. So, you know, if they accepted my follow, or if they, not even if they followed me back, but I guess a lot of them are like private Instagram, so they have to like accept your request.
Right.
But that's a huge way. I tell my girls to use that all the time. Or even go to their followers, not even their comments. But I feel like the comments, like more people comment rather than follow. So that's one awesome way. And you can totally find like different, you know, if you're into essential oils, like go to like an essential oil company's page. Like a lot of Beachbody coaches aren't doing that. They're not taking the time out of their day to search essential oil pages and go follow the people, you know, just think of like not so big brands, I guess. Like don't go to Starbucks and go follow their comments. Don't go to Lululemon, don't go to Nike. Like find these like small personal brands like the boutiques or something that relates to you that way.
Okay. Thank you.
Like I know a lot of bloggers, like the fashion bloggers, they're moms. And so if you go to their comments, they have a lot of like moms comment. So that's one way like moms could totally get their people. Does anyone else have any questions?
Can you talk about how you were saying that you became an ambassador for the straw thing? How do you reach out to companies, or how does that process work?
So this one I literally just stumbled upon. I don't remember how, but they popped up. Oh, it was like an ad or something on Instagram, like the stories where you just like have to click through the ad. And it said like snag your free straw. So I just like checked it out, and you can literally get like a free straw and pay like 50 cents for the shipping or whatever. So I ordered a free straw, got it in the mail, and I loved it because I love like metal straws. I don't know why. It just like makes me drinking my pre-workout so much more fun, and like you're saving the earth, right? So right? Yeah, they're like, you're saving the earth. So I went to their website. I saw the ambassador program because a lot of them will just have a tab that says like become an ambassador. And so I applied, and I just put in like my Instagram handle and then why I wanted to be an ambassador. And I was like, because I have a health and fitness company, like my girls love these straws. They're always asking for my Amazon link. And I feel like a Beachbody coach like started us on these, I swear. But I just told them like, I'm going to use them for giveaways. I'm going to promote your brand on my Instagram stories. And they accepted me in, I think like 2 weeks later. It took a while. And then I just kept ordering things from them. So they really just like tagging them on Instagram. So I was showing them like, yeah, I'm actually using your stuff. I didn't just order a free straw to get into the ambassador program, but then I got into the Facebook group. So a lot of these companies will have like a Facebook community for you guys to like share ideas and stuff. And then I reached out to them and was like, I want to do a giveaway, which is another thing. I want to talk about that for a second, the giveaways, which they told us at NLC to do giveaways. But I reached out to them and I was like, hey, do you guys want to like partner with me for a giveaway? And they were like, heck yeah, like let's do it. And they put together like a little bundle for me to give to my like the winner. And so it's like one straw, a bag, and a cleaner like pipe thing. And so they gave me the rules, and they told me, like, just let us know if this works. And then, like, they have to comment and follow Mermaid Straw or whatever, So you can totally reach out to companies and ask them if they want to partner up for a giveaway, because that gives their page traction too. So you're actually helping them grow their business, not just yours. So they did say that at NLC to, like, use giveaways to gain followers, because you can tell your friends drop a comment and tag 2 of your friends. So then, and follow me, you know, so they have to actually like come to your page, follow you. So that kind of like gives you that traction through your page. But yeah, that's another thing is the giveaways.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Piggyback on that for a second.
Yeah.
So guys, the answer is always no unless you ask, right? So like reaching out to a lot of these companies, I got free wedding rings for Charlie and I by doing that. I reached out and I asked. I am an ambassador for a legging company and a swimsuit company. And some of you guys are probably like, I don't even know this stuff. It's because I don't blast it everywhere, but it's within my link tree and I'll share it in my stories. But like the one-piece swimsuit that I got, you guys, I got it as an ambassador. And then what I do, thank you, Erin, and a paddleboard company. Some small, weird paddleboard company. Don't even know that owners. She's on this call. Awkward. I'm thinking more recent. And then the newlywed box, you guys. I recently got a newlywed box, and that one I physically reached out. Some of them will reach out to me based on hashtags, but the newlywed box, I reached out to them, and I was like, hey, my brand is in alignment with your brand. I talk to a lot of newlywed women. I think they would love this. Would you send me a free box, and I'll shout you guys out? I asked them for a free box, and I'll shout them out. And they were like, sure. Here's our stipulation, though. And they wanted, this shout out, this type of shout out, and then a blog post. I was like, cool, I'll do it for you. So I did all those things. And then I said, I did it. Can I also do a giveaway with you guys? And so I haven't actually done the giveaway. It's coming up soon, but that's what we're doing is like, you have to like their page and follow their page. You have to follow my page, and then we'll do the giveaway. But the answer, you guys, again, is always no unless you ask. Mm-hmm. And I mean, what's the worst they're going to say? No. So I reach out to a lot of these companies and just ask for free product that I can share. And then the same thing is with like the swimsuit company and the legging company, just like what Baylee did. They don't have a Facebook community, but I went on their Instagram page and looked at who their ambassadors were based off of who they're posting, because they'll post their ambassador things. And then I'll follow those people too, because obviously we have similar things in common. So awesome tip, Baylee. I love that. And I actually have never shared that with my team before. So thank you for allowing me that.
I just remembered. I was like, that's such a good idea. Because they told us that at NLC. They said, like, do giveaways. That's, like, one thing you need to be doing. Even if you have, like, 300 followers, do a giveaway. Like, it'll help you build your followers to 1,000, and then you can do a giveaway at 1,000. I know a girl that her upline is, like, Melissa McAllister, if you guys follow her, and she is her, like, daughter-in-law or something, and she does one every, like, 100 new followers. Just to, like, beach bars, or energize, like, something small. So she just does 50 to 100, and she does a new giveaway. So, and she's built her followers up. Like it continuously like grows every single day. It's like, it's crazy. So my grandma's yelling in the background, by the way, if you can hear her. My grandpa like put something on her cut and she's screaming. But yeah, so do giveaways, like reach out to people. Don't be scared. They can just be like, oh, we don't do that. Or no, you don't have, you're not what we're looking for. Like, they're just going to tell you no. That's the worst thing. Yeah, real life. This is what I want to put on Instagram stories. Like, this is my life. Team call and this in the background.
I love it. Natalie, you guys did a giveaway. I think Natalie was at 4K. When you hit 4K, you did a giveaway? Yeah, and she did beach bar, some Energize, I think, just like fun stuff, like some of her favorite things. And so it doesn't even have to be a company. I just did one this last weekend. I hit 5K, and I did an Energize giveaway for it because, truth be told, I accidentally ordered too much. Like Energize coming out of my ears right now.
Like go to the Target dollar aisle and get like a cute notebook and like a pen or something, and just be like, who wants to win this little notebook, like for your goals or whatever.
Love it. Any last questions before we wrap up our time tonight?
You guys can totally follow me, or you don't have to follow me, but you can message me on Instagram if you want, or Facebook too.
And I will say, you guys follow her on Instagram. It's Fit Peanut, yes?
Fit Peanut Fitness, yeah. And okay, so I'm going to tell you, a lot of coaches, they ask me like, hey, can I totally like use your graphic you just posted in your story? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Like, I even send it to them. So if you see something in my stories that you want to use, I will send it to you. I don't care. Don't hesitate to ask. Just ask me and I will send it over. And I love using the app Unfold. So if you're not using that, it's amazing. And the app Mojo. So Unfold, you can add text, and I usually do like a challenger spotlight or boot camper spotlight. and I add something about the person I'm shouting out underneath it, or I'll put my moves of the day in it and like put a little motivational thing or whatever you guys want to use it for. But Mojo is another one, and that's kind of like, it's kind of harder to use, but it's super cool, like super cool effects on your photos and stuff. I just don't use it a lot because it is kind of hard to figure out. But I want to show you this real quick. It made it super cool. So this was actually about the free group. So it kind of like does super cool things on your photos, I guess. So just like pops up. You can like make it do different things. So those are the other 2 apps I love. Those are like my go-to ones.
I love it.
But I think that's it. That's all I got in my brain for you.
Oh, I love it. Thanks so much for sharing all of that with us, Baylee, tonight. I mean, there's probably some things they've heard before but need to hear from a different voice. I'm sure there's things that were like, I'd never heard that before. I need that. So thank you just for sacrificing your time tonight to be with us and help us grow. I love that. Guys, like I said, you can go follow her on Instagram. My only request is do not follow her on Facebook because we get maxed out at 5,000 and she needs to reserve those friendships for people who are potential customers, not already coaches. So you can follow her on Facebook. Just don't request her friendship. She will be friends with you on Instagram.
I should tell people that, like my family, follow me, don't friend request me.
I've had to deny a lot of coaches.
I totally forget about that.
Sorry, but anyway, Erin, I don't know if you can turn your video on, but I would love to snag a pic before we all hop off, and then you guys can go on about your merry way.
She's having a problem with the camera. That's why it popped up.
I can do it on my phone, but not on my computer. I can switch it back to my phone real quick. I've been going back and forth. Sorry, guys.
Let's see. While everybody fixes their face, Erin's going to figure it out. Okay.
I heard that like when you're liking or whatever, like other coaches post, that draws traction to their page too. So I don't know if that's true, but I heard a lot of people at NLC, they're like, I don't follow other coaches. And I'm like, I love following other coaches just to see what they're doing. They're like, no, it drags traction to their page. I was like, oh, okay.
And see, for every rule that you guys create, there's always going to be somebody else. So it's one of these things too. You find what works for you, right? So Baylee had great ideas tonight. Not every idea is something you have to go implement tonight, and some of them absolutely you should, right? So you find what works and you play with it and have fun in the process. I think that's key. All right, let's snag a pic. Hold on, let me get it all centered. Erin's fixed her face. Yeah, she's back. All right, 3, 2, 1, cheese. Thank you so much, Baylee. I'm going to get the recording up. You guys have a wonderful Monday night, and we'll chat soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.